Laura Loomer is genuinely crazy. We're going to get into that. She's not even Jewish. Her entire identity as being a feisty Jewess is something that she made up around 2019. She told me that she was not Jewish. She told multiple people that she is not Jewish. Her mother is a woman named Joanne Singe. Laura is Irish.
What's more anti-Semitic? Personally, I believe that the person faking to be Jewish to get money from Jewish people, that's actually hilarious that Laura Loomer has the audacity to claim anyone else is anti-Semitic.
Okay, here's a clip of her learning to draw a Star of David a couple of years ago. This is your number one Zionist on X. Look at this clip.
All right, there we go.
This is Laura Loomer trying to figure out how to draw a Star of David.
And don't take photos of this. I don't want people
Don't take photos of this. Laura Loomer and Candace Owens have had like a huge, I would call it a cat fight, but I don't want to assume Laura Loomer's gender, right? Larry Loomer, Laura Loomer, whatever it is. I don't want to assume these things, right? Anyways, all of this boils down to a critique of Israel, a critique of Israeli power in the United States, and even, in this most recent feud that Laura and Candace have had, it boils down to Laura Loomer's rabid defense of Erica Kirk, right? And all of this just doesn't make any sense to me. First of all, Laura Loomer's not Jewish. So what are you doing? What are you doing? She ran for Congress, and before she went and spoke to a group of Jewish donors, I think it was in Palm Beach, right? She was going to speak to a group of Jewish donors in Palm Beach to get them to donate to her first congressional campaign. She ordered and you'll hear, we'll talk about this. She ordered a Star of David necklace on Amazon and had it delivered, like a plastic one. And she didn't even know how to draw the Star of David. She thought it was like a 5-pointed star. She was drawing a pentagram. And Milo Yiannopoulos had to be like, no, that's a pentagram. The Star of David is a 6-sided star, 2 triangles up and down. So Laura Loomer's not even Jewish, right? Which is just, it's icing on the cake when you realize that all of this stuff boils down to Candace Owens' critique of Israel and Israeli power. And, you look at what's going on here. Laura Loomer is clearly a psychopath. And we've known this for some time. But the problem is she has Donald Trump's ear. She's very influential in the White House. She has a Pentagon press badge. What is this? Why is this thing? I don't want to say woman. Why is Larry Loomer in these positions? Why is she so influential? I couldn't tell you. But anyways, let's get into this. Stuff is actually hilarious. And more importantly, it needs to be aired out so we make sure that this woman is barred from any sort of, influence in U.S. politics. It's insane. So, just to start off with, this is all widely documented, the things I'm saying, right? Read this. A tearful Jeff Loomer, her father, declined to say over the phone whether he was currently considering another involuntary psychiatric hold for his daughter, given her bizarre claim this week that she had been performing oral sex on President Trump, but did not rule it out. So, lots to unpack here, right? The most important thing is that, she had been in psychiatric hold. What is it called? 501 or 505. She'd been taken into psychiatric control in the past. And this was during her first congressional campaign that didn't go so well. And in her second congressional campaign, it went even worse because it was publicly disclosed that she faked being Jewish. So she lost all of her Jewish donors. So during the end of her first congressional campaign, she was put on psychiatric hold because she tried to off herself. And, no one wants that. No one should joke about that sort of stuff. But she did try to do that. And clearly, this is not a sane woman, right? And even her father acknowledges it. Also, as I understand, I think she has like 1 or 2 brothers. Could be wrong about the exact details here, but I believe one of the brothers is like a rampant alcoholic and addict, drug addict as well. And the other brother also has like psychiatric issues. So they come from a very mentally strong family, right? So anyways, as I was saying, this recent feud is all about Laura Loomer's rabid defense of Erica Kirk. And Candace Owens posted this in response to Laura Loomer's tweets about, why we must all defend Erica Kirk. We must sing her praises. Erica Kirk is a goddess, whatever. Candace says, the audacity of you to have called for Charlie's cancellation and referred to him as an anti-Semite weeks before his death, only to pull a 180 and show up wearing a Charlie Kirk lanyard with your fake fiance right here. This guy right here, his name is like Bart Simpson or something. What is his name? Brad Simpson? Bart Simpson? I forget what this guy's name is, but she pays this guy to act like he's her fiance. He's not actually in love with her. Like, she just pays this guy to act like he's her fiance. Anyways, with your fake fiance, 2 weeks later, shameless dude Larry, aka Tito, on his burner account. We'll talk more about her burner account that was exposed in a second. This is what I'm saying. This stuff is so crazy. How on earth could she ever be allowed to any of these places? The Mar-a-Lago wine factory, all the wine moms, the lip filler Mar-a-Lago. How? I know these people are crazy, but why is she allowed here? Candace went on to say, will you keep pretending you're married for as long as you've kept up this fake Jewess persona? Will you create a burner account where you pretend to be Mrs. Andrew Simpson? Oh, his name's Andrew Simpson. The housewife to go along with it. How many personalities do you have? So this is Laura Loomer's response to Candace Owens having what was up until this point substantive critiques of Erica Kirk and Israel and Trump's policies, right? Everything was, pretty above the belt until we got to this clip right here. So I'm kind of jumping back and forth. Those comments Candace made came after this clip, but I want to show it to you in this order for a specific reason, okay? So this is what really set off a lot of the lunacy that we're now witnessing. This is what Laura Loomer had to say about Candace. I'm only going to play a short clip here.
And for some reason, there's a lot of people that are really afraid of this nappy-headed black bitch who just has a lot to say, but not really a lot to offer. So I'm not afraid of Candace Owens, and I'm happy to match her energy. I'm happy to wrestle in the mud with that bitch and, roll around and hurl insults back and forth with her if that's what she wants to do. I'm not afraid of Candace Owens. There's really honestly nothing that this woman can do to me. There's nothing that Candace Owens can say about me that's going to harm me.
So one minute she's Jewish, Laura Loomer, she's a minority, she's being oppressed, right? The next minute she's Mar-a-Lago white. She's got that blinding shade of Mar-a-Lago white, and she's calling Candace Owens what did she say here? A nappy-headed black bitch. Amazing. She's a shapeshifter on top of being actually retarded and a psychiatric patient.
Candace Owens is a liar, okay? And she's a deeply insecure woman who is very unloved at the end of the day.
At least she knows she's a woman, right? At least she knows she's a woman. Anyways, let's continue on here. So this didn't go well for Larry Loomer trying to say these sorts of things, make these sort of attacks against Candace. Candace just really responded with hey, I understand why you're saying this. You're fucking crazy. Take a listen.
When people say Laura Loomer is crazy, they're not being funny, right? Laura Loomer is genuinely crazy. We're going to get into that. She's not even Jewish. Her entire identity as being a feisty Jewess is something that she made up around 2019. She told me that she was not Jewish. She told multiple people that she is not Jewish. Her mother is a woman named Joanne Singe. Laura is Irish.
Singe. Everyone knows that's an extremely Jewish name, right? Clearly, Singe. That's such a, clearly she's Jewish.
And English. Obviously, Judaism is matrilineal. She was not raised in temple. She was not bat mitzvahs. She just decided that it was politically expedient to pretend that she was Jewish. She only learned how to draw a Star of David a couple of years ago when she was running for Congress.
Now, let's just sit back a moment and think to ourselves, what is more anti-Semitic? If you want to take the, the Zionist approved definition of the word, anti-Semitism, of course, is anyone who is like bigoted against or racist against Semites, which also includes Palestinians, as we know. But if you want to take the Zionist approved definition and say, anti-Semite is anyone that is bigoted towards Jewish people or Israelis or Jewish people, what is worse? Candace Owens having substantive critiques of, U.S. and Israeli Zionist foreign policy, the wars, the genocide, so on and so forth, or Laura Loomer literally faking to be Jewish to get campaign contributions when she was running for office the first time. You tell me, what's more anti-Semitic? Personally, I believe that the person faking to be Jewish to get money from Jewish people, that's actually hilarious that Laura Loomer has the audacity to claim anyone else is anti-Semitic.
Hey, here's a clip of her learning to draw a Star of David a couple of years ago. This is your number one Zionist on X. Look at this clip.
All right, there we go.
This is Laura Loomer trying to figure out how to draw a Star of David.
And don't take photos of this. I don't want people
Don't take photos of this.
The second thing that you should know is that Laura Loomer has a real mental disorder. Like I said, people, this person's crazy. She's mentally ill, right? Trump says this. No, Laura is actually forbidden to own weapons. She cannot buy weapons. She cannot own them because she was placed on 2 involuntary psychiatric holds by her own father, who allegedly is very fearful of her. Because she has had multiple suicide attempts. She attempted recently to file an appeal with the FBI to reverse the banning on her owning weapons, and they declined to remove it, citing the fact that she had been involuntarily placed on psychiatric holds.
So that's Laura Loomer for you. Even her own father is fearful of her. This is the official Florida Department of Law Enforcement letter to her stating that it has been determined that you are still prohibited from purchasing firearms, all documented, by the way. Here's Milo Yiannopoulos explaining the moment in which Laura Loomer decided she'd be Jewish.
She's not Jewish.
What do you mean?
She's not Jewish. You can go onto my Twitter and you can find video from 2020 of Laura Loomer practicing how to draw a Star of David, because
so that was Laura. That was Milo Yiannopoulos in the same video filming Laura Loomer trying to learn how to draw a Star of David.
Not fucking Jewish. The reason she didn't marry the guy she was dating from InfoWars is because he found out she wasn't Jewish. She's not really Jewish. She made it up in 2017. And the guy that was there when she did, his name is Paul Bazile. He's a video producer, and you can find his video testimony also on my Twitter. He was there the day that Laura Loomer just decided to be Jewish one day because she wanted to be rude about Muslims. She'd asked the organizers of a conference whether she could burn a Quran on stage, and they said, no, you have to give a speech. And so she ordered a Star of David necklace from Amazon, which Paul Bazile, her video producer, took out of the plastic packet and put on her as she proceeded to go up on stage and announce to the world that she was Jewish. She wasn't Jewish. She's never been Jewish. But she
Her parents aren't Jewish. Nothing. She has no Judaism.
So Judaism is matrilineal. Her mother is a British Christian. Okay. Her dad is does have some Jewish ancestry. Okay. But she's never been to temple. She's never been received into Judaism. She didn't know the difference. And this is the anecdote that I always tell, which, there's a million people on her campaign that can verify this. When she went out to go to speak to the Republican Jewish Coalition, the Republican of Palm Beach, right? The Palm Beach Jewish, whatever it's called. She picked up the speech that I had written for her. And on the cover of the folder, she drew what she imagined was a Star of David. Mm-hmm. It was, in fact, a pentagram. Yeah. And I had to explain, I had to explain to her the difference between a 5 and a 6-pointed star.
So who is the real anti-Semite? You tell me. Anyways, this was icing on the cake, cherry on top moment of the entire feud. And this will be the last part of this story. Then we'll get into some news about Iran. This was crazy. Candace Owens saw some sort of a crazy anonymous fake account on Twitter that was posting deranged photos of her and her family edited with artificial intelligence, right? Like really disgusting stuff from what Candace Owens had to say. She blocks that account and Larry Loomer thought that Candace Owens had blocked her official account, the at Laura Loomer. She thought Candace had blocked at Laura Loomer in the middle of their back and forth fight. But in the middle of their back and forth fight, Candace didn't block her official account. She blocked this random account that was posting AI disgusting photos of her family. And Laura Loomer is so stupid that she went immediately, seconds later, on her main account and said, bitch can dish it out, but she sure as hell can't take it. Come on, Candace. I thought you wanted to play a game. Candace replies, oh my God, I blocked a different account and Laura thought it was her real account. I just figured out that Laura is running 2 accounts. By the way, Candace wouldn't even be able to retweet Laura's account if she had blocked her. She wouldn't be able to retweet it. So, I mean, of course, she could unblock it hypothetically, but don't worry, we have more proof here. Yeah, this is Larry Loomer's fake account. The moron didn't realize she was logged into her fake account, which I blocked for sharing gross AI photos of her family. She then reacted on her real account and complained that I had blocked her. Tito Amboy is Larry Loomer. Amazing. Amazing. Then Laura Loomer posted this long ass thread, which we do not have the time or interest to read. And it literally got fact checked. She was trying to say this couldn't be in my account for reasons X, Y, and Z. Twitter fact checked it and said, blue check marks on X do not require government ID verification. They require only an active X premium subscription, confirmed phone number, and basic eligibility criteria like a complete profile. Right? She tried to create this whole grand defense saying it couldn't have been me because it's verified, this account. And turns out that not only do you not need ID to verify an account, but also that fake account actually is not ID verified on top of all of that. So, yeah, amazing. This is who has the president's ear. This is who is dictating to him to ostracize the core MAGA base. You know, Alex Jones, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, even Megyn Kelly. This is why we have a president who has a policy that looks like it's being run by a psychiatric patient, right? Because it quite literally is. Before you leave, I want to say thank you for the support, because after 2 years of being banned, we are finally back home on YouTube. So be sure to subscribe to our channel and also join as a member on our channel using the link at the top of the description. I rely on the generous support of viewers like yourself to get the truth out to as many people as possible. You can also support the show on Locals or Give Sin Go. The mainstream media and the powers that be are never going to stop attacking us for bringing the truth to as many people as we do. Thank you so much for your support.